S2 students, I'm Miss Cam. Today I would like to walk you through the S2 Cross-Curricular project. As you can probably tell from the title already, yes, we're going to address some global issues by looking into the neighboring region. As global citizens, let us explore the global issues around us. Look at how other countries solving global issues and think of an ideal solution for Hong Kong. This is how we become responsible global citizens. Now, speaking of global citizens, your mission for this project is to create a compelling video of a virtual tour to a neighboring country. Within your video, you have to show number one, what the country has done in sustaining its development regarding one aspect. It could be energy, it could be transportation, it could be food, even, you name it. And then I want you to tell us how Hong Kong can learn from it. Meaning, how do you apply such observations into the context of Hong Kong? Now, for your project focus, it should be big eyes for small world. Don't do a wrong topic. Now, let's say if you're really running out of ideas, some of you may go like, well, I have no clues of what I need to talk about at all. What should I do? Freak not. Here are some of the areas for you to explore. Number one, poverty and hunger, which has something to do with equality. This is a very good topic as many third world children are still suffering from food deprivation. Number two, good health and well-being. You may want to talk about the health system or institutions that you find in other countries in such case. Or number three, clean energy. Now for this one, I would show you an example on this. And last but not least, of course, sustainable cities and communities. And this has something to do with the quality of life plus sustainability. Now, talking about sustainability, how can we not mention about Tesla? Let us get some inspiration from Elon Musk, who is the founder of Tesla. For the Tesla fans out there, you must remember their mission. What is it? Is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Without further ado, let us watch how he attempts to provide sustainable energy via solar roof panels. Now, after watching the video, some of you may wonder, what's next? Well, it's time for you to absorb what you have seen and provide solid suggestions to apply in the Hong Kong context, such as how can we apply the solar panels onto Hong Kong buildings, for instance, and can it be manufactured on a large scale? So all of these questions are for you to think about and to include in your project. Just an example. Now let's talk about the marking criteria. We'll be using a combination of criteria to assess your performance holistically. The marking can be broken down into two major portions. One is the technical side, which occupies 60%, and the other is the interpersonal side that occupies 40%. Technical-wise, you would mainly be assessed for your skills in terms of the content and presentation, including whether you are able to show a clear aim out of the project, whether you can demonstrate your critical thinking and analytical skills by showing some findings and statistics. Now, this is really important because you definitely don't want to sound biased and subjective in a professional finding of your own. So try to make sure you give out some solid figures to support your claims instead of just using I think, I believe, those kind of phrases. Meanwhile, you also need to have an attractive narrative arc, a high quality footage, clear voice projection, and audience engagement. Don't just read on a script. Make sure you have decent interaction with the audience. Even though you're doing on the format of a video, make sure you're talking from the bottom of your soul. On the interpersonal side, we want to see you being passionate and fully engaged towards the project, as well as your collaboration with others. Last but not least, we'll be also looking into whether you can reflect upon your own project or learning from other projects. Now, for the intro of your video, make sure you got the following items. Number 1, an appropriate title. Make sure it is creative and interesting. Don't be too straightforward, because if it isn't a clickbait, chances are people won't click onto your video and watch it. The same applies to this project, all right? Make sure you have a appealing title so that people can watch your video in a more interesting way. Number 2, a name list to show all the group members in it. Of course, that is very important because we're going to assess each of your performance, okay, just to be fair. So this is really important. Number 3, of course, your topic. Make sure you include the country and also the sustainable topic that you would like to work on. Number 4, background information plus your aim. Okay, don't just go straight towards, oh, this is the sustainable measure that I found in this country. Try to make it more objective. What is your aim? What is the problem that you want to solve? All right, so please make sure you include all of these essential information in the intro. Now, after you have got the intro done, your content must also include, number 1, a virtual walkthrough of the country measure on the sustainability measure. You may touch upon the background of that measure, how long have people been using it, etc. Then you want to talk about the problems that they have solved. Don't forget to include some statistics regarding its usage, population, or efficiency, because that will make your findings a way much more like a convincing one. Number 2, suggestions for Hong Kong to apply such measures. You may want to talk about the application of such sustainable measure into the Hong Kong context, what kind of problems that they can solve. All right. And then coming up next is the grading components. Now, make sure your video duration is around 5 to 10 minutes long. Don't be too short and don't be too long, because otherwise either people get bored or they just don't understand much of your findings. So please make sure your video is at the right length, and we'll be also assessing whether your suggestions are logically sound, feasible, and sensible, whether your video is in high quality, and of course, your delivery will be also taken into account. We'll be judging if your script and audio clip is well organized or not, so make sure your speech is fluent, clear, and loud enough to hear. And here comes the grading sheet. If you want to score high, make sure you fulfill the following criteria, because all of these will affect the marks that you will be gaining from the project. Now, here comes a quote that I really like. It is said by Benjamin Franklin. He said that, well, tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. But if you involve me, then I'll learn. Hopefully, by this cross-curricular project, all of you are genuinely learning something out from it, and you'll find it useful for the rest of your life. May we have fun and a productive learning section ahead. See you in the real lessons. Here comes to the final end. If you run into any technical issues or concerns regarding the project, please go contact your English teacher or ICT teacher. I'm sure we are more than happy to help you out. Good luck and have a good day. Bye bye.